Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. I wanted to be on here yesterday because I wanted to do a review on NJPW Power Struggle, and hopefully I will do it soon because I really want to say a lot about the return of Hiromu Takahashi. The only reason why I did not do that review yesterday because I have had major dental surgery and I was in no condition to do any type of video yesterday because I either was just tired from sitting in a chair for 3 hours of pulling root canals. I'm not going to get into much detail, but medication also, which made me tired, and my stomach had a bad pain to it. So I was not able to do that review due to, like I said, just major dental work yesterday. So trust me, it's already hard enough eating it as it is, and I'm still not out of the woods yet, but my teeth are getting fixed more and more and more. If you see the top of my teeth, it was a lot of work done with that. But yeah, the struggle and the pain continues, but I am getting through it one way or another. But moving on from that, and we will come back with a review for that another time. We move on to Monday Night Raw from Long Island, New York, or Uniondale, but as they said, Long Island. Which, let me just say right off the bat, this crowd sucked. Okay, this crowd was dead. Crickets throughout most of the entire night, even when NXT was out there. And we're going to get into that too. But man, this crowd was dead. Like, really dead. Like, they were just like crickets throughout the whole. I could hear a pin drop throughout half these segments. And even I wonder why they weren't popping. But we kicked off the show with Triple H pulling off with it in a US, pulling up in an SUV. There was another one behind them, which, people saying that the NXT people were back there. Brock Lesnar came out with Paul Heyman as, they're back on Raw as they talked about conquering Cain Velasquez and everything. And Saudi Arabia, as Paul Heyman said, the crown jewel. Heyman pretty much said that Lesnar quit SmackDown and he came to Raw to hunt Rey Mysterio. No one could stop him. But it was something that interesting brought up. He brought up the trade of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to SmackDown for future considerations. And that Lesnar has a no-cut contract because he has a Jew as his advocate. But then when they kind of went from the draft, they pretty much went to say that, well, Brock can do whatever he wants. That's why he can go to any show. He's entitled. He's special. He can do anything he wants. He's not like everybody else, okay? Which now doesn't make sense because you bring up the draft, but then now you want to say Brock can do whatever he wants. So a lot of that does not make sense in a way. But sense of the contract or anything, and he says, listen, only Brock can do this, Roman can't do it, or Seth can't do it, only because he's special, which makes, in a way, no sense, because now he's just back on Raw, it's back to square one again. It's almost like back to square one. It's like Seth said later in the night. We're at square one again here, people, so Brock's back on Raw with a title of still part-time champion, same old thing. So, yeah, the guy can just basically go wherever he want to goes. And then he talked about, let's see if you want to be tough guys, think about who can take on Lesnar. And he starts making fun of the New Yorkers, like, hey, yo, I'm going to slap you, man, imitating New Yorkers and stuff. He pretty much said that he knows where he wants to know where Rey Mysterio is tonight. And he could hop the rail and slap every man in the building. And like I said, he mocked Long Island fans and slapping them back. And he wanted to defend his Punk son. And he said, someone is going to tell me where Rey Mysterio is tonight. Or it's going to be like, Sammy Gravano, I believe it's a mob boss, he said. And point out, they're going to just pretty much sell him out, snitch on him. And we're going to find Rey Mysterio because it's going to be a felony tonight. And the Nassau Coliseum is going to be upside down when an F5 touches down in. Brock and Paul left. They pretty much ran into one guy. Brock slammed his head on the table. It looked like saying, like, where's Ray? They then went to a guy with a chair after he choked one guy out. He says, where is he? And then he ripped off a car door after he threw a guy out of the door then. So the hunt for Rey Mysterio begins tonight. But other than that, another great promo by Paul Heyman. This is probably one of the only times you get the crowd in some type of excitement tonight. So, yeah, that was the only thing going to get some excitement out of the crowd tonight. So that was the first part. Of course, they got to show stuff from crown jewel, which, I will say one thing before I move on with this review. So what journalists and dirt sheets try to say that they're not going to work with Saudi Arabia or something like that, but then WWE puts down a statement, shut out all these dirt sheet writers and said, like, we are still working with them because they are paying, I guess they're paying them more money even after the whole airport incident. I don't know if they were held hostage or mechanical issues. I don't even know anymore, okay? But I heard mechanical issues. Now people saying other things. But whoever thought that the whole plane thing was not going to have anything going on with the WWE, they getting that money, man. The contract's still the same. It's still working them. They are getting that. I want to do this right now, but you know what type of money they're getting. They're getting just the money they're getting. That is the money they are getting, folks. They are getting it. And you know they are getting all of it. But you all know what type of money they're getting. They're getting... they're getting that A-Rab money. They are getting that A-Rab money. Alright? That is the type of money they are getting, all right? So that's something. Okay, that's enough. But that's the money they get, man. That's WWE for you. They get all that A-Rab money, man. We are just paying these guys to go to this third world country. Wow, how long? We'll see how this goes. We will see how long this goes. But it's hilarious to me. But after that, we then went to the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka and Kairi, which they're the tag team champions already in the ring with no entrance, go against Charlotte and Natalya, which wasn't a bad match. But then again, Natalya was able to pretty much hit the sharpshooter on Asuka, I believe it was. Yeah, Asuka, it made her tap out. Once again, why the champions losing after they just won a match on NXT last week, defending their titles. Now they lose to Charlotte and Natalya, which I think is a team, but I'm not really sure all the way. But yeah, the champions lose again, doesn't really help. Pretty much then right after Brock and Paul come out, then pretty much asking where Mysterio is. They ask the announce team. He says, "Who are you guys?" And he says, "Lawler, you know something. If you don't tell me where Rey Mysterio is this time, no one is going to be resuscitate you, and you will die again on Monday Night Raw on the air." So we all know that story. But Dio Madden got up and stood up for Lawler, which I didn't know he was that tall, by the way. Got in Lesnar's face, but Lesnar pretty much grabbed him, kneed him in the gut, and F5'd him very hard through the announce table, by the way, putting him through it. Right after Rey Mysterio came out with like a steel pipe or a baseball bat or a mini baseball bat, he started beating up Lesnar with it, hitting him in his leg, just beating him until he took the title and hit Brock in the face with it, taking him out. So that was a good attack by Mysterio. Mysterio then cut this promo then pretty much saying, like, you taking everything away from me, attacking my family, attacking my son. Well, he says an eye for an eye is a tooth for a tooth, and it's time to fight fire with fire, as he said in Spanish. And he said, something that, he come to that Lesnar, he came something that was most important to him, but now I'm coming after you, okay? I'm coming after that WWE Championship and a Survivor Series. We'll see if you're man enough to come after me if I came after you. A good promo by Mysterio, which will be a title match instead of, which this is the only match I feel like that's not going to be in, well, you think they were going to be part of this whole brand war thing, especially with Survivor Series, because a lot of people were talking about maybe it'll be, Brock Lesnar, Adam Cole, and Bray Wyatt. Don't get me started on the Adam Cole short jokes through there with two giant guys and a small guy, but I guess we're just going with Mysterio and Brock then for the title at Survivor Series, and that, the triple threat thing. Like a lot of these other matches are doing, though, but I believe they're not the only ones I guess they're not the ones doing it. Why? I don't know, but they could have, but they didn't, though, for some odd like reason. So that's why. Does anybody really want to see Mysterio and Brock? I asked you that. Do they want to see Mysterio and Brock? I don't know. But yeah, I guess you're seeing instead of some triple threat match then. But I could tell you how that would have went too. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. Listen, this wasn't bad or anything. I don't think the crowd really cared. Listen, we know what these two are capable of. We've seen these guys battle for the Cruiserweight Championship before. Buddy and Cedric are great, but this ain't going nowhere. This was just there to be there. But I did like the whole Murphy hitting Cedric in the back with a knee for you at the Murphy's Law for the win. They also hyped SmackDown, which they're trying to do the same matches that didn't happen. But then next thing you know, Seth Rollins came out as he was about to address what happened in the whole Universal title. And it's been a rough week, he says. In fact, it's been a rough couple of months, and he's not stupid. I know you fans were all thrilled when I lost the title to the Fiend at Crown Jewel, which the fans cheered, by the way. I pretty much got a pop, which had logic. But just to be honest with you, I don't give a damn, as he says. It only concerns, that the title is on SmackDown and Brock is back on the top of the mountain on Raw, which now feels like everything and the energy is put in. It just almost feels like it's wasted. We're all back to square one, and he doesn't know what to do next about this because we're back at the beginning of this whole thing. Brock is the champion again. How many times? It's almost like how many times I gotta keep beating Brock just to get through this whole thing, huh? Makes no sense. But right after that, Triple H, he came to the ring. He had an NXT logo in graphic when he came out. As he shook hands with Rollins, fans chanting NXT. Once again, it's the only time when the crowd was actually a little bit hyped tonight. But yes, though, there was a big NXT chant, and he talked about how history repeats itself. And listen, our paths always cross for some reason. And you never know what's going to happen next between Hunter and Rollins. But, you were the first NXT champion, and when the Shield happened and stuff right after that, they was born when you were the NXT champion. Then right after that, you became the WWE champion because of me. But Rollins pretty much says, who did this really benefit, me or you? He just wanted to ask that question. Triple H pretty much went on to say that it mattered when Rollins walked away with the champion every time when he walked away with it. But he says, what's next, huh? What's next? And, you saw what happened with NXT. Why don't you come back to us? Which she pretty much says that, we did fire the first shot. Even Rollins announced that. But yeah, because you fired the first shot because half the roster was stuck overseas. And Triple H said, that was smart and everything. But he said, NXT is real. We're the ones on fire. We're the one, we didn't come alone, okay? And you never know what we're going to do next around here. Got it? And we know what you're going to do next after that. Because with this whole SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT thing, we have something to prove, okay? And I know how great you are and everything. And Hunter pretty much said that he knows how Rollins works and everything. But next thing you know, all of the Undisputed Era come out. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, or just Red Dragon in general, and Roderick Strong. They come out to the ring and pretty much stand on the apron. And he says, listen, you're either with me or against me. Next thing you know, the OC comes out. AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson. They pretty much head to the ring. Undisputed Era hop the barricade, pretty much getting away from the OC. But then next thing you know, Damian Priest and Donovan Dijak attack the OC from behind. Then after that, pretty much then some of the Raw roster comes out, or I should say the job guys. I guess I don't know if Eric Rowan's part of it yet, but Hawkins and Ryder and I don't know about Truth all the way, but we just sent the undercard guys out there to help. I'm like, this is the Raw roster. This all you got? This is it to fight off NXT, which they were heels, and I know NXT's coming off as heelish, as somebody said. People have said since Friday, and I guess they sent the heels back out there then since they jumped the barricade. Even they are heels, but still, they are making them look more heelish. But as Triple H was backstage, Seth said, listen, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to light a fire under me. If I come to your show every night on Wednesday nights, I want to be the top guy around here. And he says, I want an NXT title match tonight with Adam Cole. And Triple H says, challenge accepted. There you go. Andrade Cien Almas came out with Zelina Vega. Who do they face again this week? Sin Cara and Catalina. Why am I watching this match for the third freaking time, huh? I don't know. I will say one thing. Catalina doing a crossbody on Zelina Vega hitting her leg, so it's not good. And what do they have in this match again? more of this lopsided feud. Vega does a Hurricane Rana that pretty much smashes Catalina's face into the ground. So what is this? 3 weeks now. Sin Cara and I guess now Catalina have lost. Why is this feud still going? They've made Almas and Vega look super strong. Why is this girl even on the show? She hasn't even been signed to WWE that long, to what I've seen. With Catalina. Shouldn't this girl be on NXT? Why is she on Monday Night Raw in a luchador's mask? I don't know. Helping Sin Cara, it does not make no sense. And why are we even seeing this? Like I said, the crowd was dead, and this feud is supposed to become very lopsided, okay? I will say one thing, and some others said. She's very thick, though. I will get that. She is thick. But why is she on Raw, and why they have her and Sin Cara keep losing? Rusev was in the ring. Pretty much talking about people chanting Rusev Day, and he was sick of all this drama and everything. And he says Bob Lashley, which I think that's hilarious. Sometimes he says Bob Lashley. He say Bobby Lashley. He just says Bob Lashley. He says you could keep Lana. I don't care about ex-wife and whatever. But he says your ass is mine. Bobby Lashley came out. Then he was on crutches. He was not able to compete, as he said, because he would love to beat up Rusev, but he's not medically clear. And then having a crown jewel or everything is pretty much doing the stuff to your wife that only you could fantasize about. So basically, Bobby Lashley is hurt because I guess he's been fucking Lana, I guess, throughout most of the entire week, and he fucked her so hard that, what she do, hurt his dick? Did she break the dick? I don't know. I want to know. Did she do it? What happened, huh? Because that's all I can really come from this. I feel like I've heard a story like that before about someone fucking too hard that they actually got hurt in a growing area. Or maybe that was something to do with porn, I think. I don't know. I've heard a story about that one time I read. Someone got, I don't know, hurt in porn or broke the dick, or I don't know about that whole thing. But yeah, basically he could not wrestle because he fucked it too hard. So there you go, which is pretty funny. Was it they calling Rusev a sex addict last week? Now the person that is technically a sex addict would be Bobby Lashley, because now he's actually hurt from fucking us. So something's not making sense about this. But Lana said, "Listen, we don't want to hear about your life and everything that's filled with what, love and sex and everything. Pretty much." Rusev is going to Lana said that someone's going to kick your ass tonight. Drew McIntyre came out, which they got nothing for him, by the way. This match ended up in a DQ since Lashley hit him with the crutch. Drew McIntyre pretty much left in right after that and just didn't really care. He walked off. But Rusev got the upper hand, and he started hitting Lashley. He got the crutch in. He was going to hit him with it, but next thing you know, what popped the crowd, it's the only other things that woke up the crowd throughout the night, was Randy Orton with the RKO out of nowhere. I think that's great every time, because that's the only thing that really pops the crowd. Lana laughed in after that. But pretty much then Ricochet came out for the save, knocking everyone over, even Lana, after kicking Lashley into it. So once again, will we see a rematch between Team Flair and Team Hogan? Because that's what it looks like right now between Ricochet, Rusev, Orton, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre out there. Hey, someone said they got McIntyre just spinning his wheels out there. I will say that. I will agree with people on that, because I don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre or Lashley anyways. If one thing I will agree on is someone put out tonight, TNA booked Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre way better, and way better as world champions too. Go look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But they booked them way better than what they're doing on here right now, okay? But that continues this little whole thing. Next thing, as some say will probably be the best segment of the entire night, was Becky Lynch was sitting down for an interview with Trial Caruso, but Shayna Baszler came in, the NXT Women's Champion. And listen, we have a match with Survivor Series. And Lynch says she's the target this year because, you beat Bayley's best friend Sasha and everything, Hell in a Cell and stuff, and, you beat Ronda Rousey, as Baszler said. But Shayna Baszler, pretty much, she had the title and stuff, or after, Becky was going down her list of accomplishments. Baszler sat down. We haven't met before, okay? So I'm finally meeting you face to face. And you know me, I trained with Ronda Rousey. We trained together, fought together and everything. But Baszler said, I want to make something very clear. I'm not Ronda Rousey, okay? And I'm not going to take my eyes off Bayley either. But she pretty much went on to say that I'm going to come for you. I'm either going to pin you or I'm going to make you tap out. Okay? Because if Survivor Series, the only thing that's going to, you need to wonder is what limbs are going to belong to me. But then Becky pretty much looked at it and says, listen, I don't know you. And I don't know whether to decide to respect you or slap the head off of you. Or slap your head off. But, that's the thing. I am going to go to war with you. And I'm not going to keep my eyes off Bayley and everything. But, I'm directly coming for you. Okay? Pretty much they had a stare down in. I hate that camera cutting. I know Kevin Dunn's doing that crap. Old Bucky the Beaver there. But, Baszler, she says, listen, I'm happy we had this chance to talk, okay? And, Becky said, you better bring your best, because we're going to see who the real baddest woman on the planet is. This was a very great segment, by the way. Probably one of the best things on the night, on this whole show tonight itself. One thing, though, I will say, Bayley is the third wheel in this entire match. Because, yes, Bayley was mentioned, but it's almost like they do not care about Bayley. You think it was just Baszler versus Becky at Survivor Series. But we have to remember this is a triple threat match. But they've made Bayley the third wheel and very non-existent through this. So, in a way, I feel like Bayley would go over just to prove them that she was still there throughout this whole match. But, that was a great segment, though. Good sit down. We're taking this seriously. And, you think this was a one-on-one match, okay? You really think this would be a one-on-one, but I guess Bayley is there, so Bayley is the third wheel. They just kind of made her look non-existent. The OC came out then, tonight, as they had that trophy by ringside. They won, from the best tag team in the world. And they don't give a damn about NXT, or they talk about those punks. They won't ever step over here or have a foot outside Orlando again. Street Profits came out. They had Humberto Carlo with them, talking about the whole best tag team in the world stuff. And they talked about how we beat them a few weeks ago. Which, by the way, whatever happened to Kevin Owens? We haven't seen him since either. Ford pretty much said someone, we want to smoke tonight, and, we beat the OC 2 weeks ago, so what do you want to say? Carlo pretty much said in Spanish that the Street Profits beat the OC and everything. And pretty much Dawkins said that Styles was hating on Carlo because mothers love swiping right on those dummies. That's what he said. So we had a 6-man tag, and I don't know what was the point of this promo or anything, trying to imitate Shane McMahon. And I don't know what the Street Profits were talking about there, honestly, and it just didn't make sense, or I don't even know where they were going with this, alright? So it's just kind of weird in a way. And then when the match happened, it wasn't bad, but once again, Humberto Carlo taking another L again out there. AJ putting his feet on the ropes after he hit a powerbomb. So once again, Humberto Carlo loses to AJ Styles. Where are they going with this guy? Because I don't know, okay? Next, the Viking Raiders went against the East Hampton Polo Boys out there. East Hampton Polo Boys had the cardigans on, the sweaters, the slacks. Yo, last week it's the Chicago Cubs. This week it's the East Hampton Polo Boys. So let me get this straight. The Viking Raiders are going against the Revival and Red Dragon, or Undisputed Era, whatever you want to call them, in a triple threat tag team match, right? So why are they going against the East Hampton Polo? Is this the best y'all? First it's the Cubs last week, now it's the East Hampton Polo Boys out there. Crowd could have not cared. And then what do? They don't even talk about Survivor Series. They talk about how, yes, they lost to the OC at Crown Jewel and everything. And yes, you are the best tag team in the world, but you can enjoy your victory now, but you won the battle, but we will not stop the raid, which I felt like the crowd did not care for this. But it's hard to take these guys seriously when they just beat up two guys wearing polo shirts and cardigans and some slacks and some penny loafs. And listen, man, you beat some niggas in some skinny loafs, some penny loafs and skinny jeans. Okay, all right, that's not tough. All right, you beat some niggas in some skinny jeans and pennyworth. So whatever I just said. All right, makes no sense. Skinny jeans and penny loafs. That's what they was wearing out there. So I don't know what to say about it, but they got a big match for Survivor Series. Why don't you try to build that up? But in the main event, we had Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins for the NXT Championship. I swear to God, this crowd sucked when they said Adam Cole baby, but at least they chant Undisputed Era. This was not a bad match, but there is a problem I have with this match, though. So let me get this straight. And don't get me wrong, it was a better crowd on SmackDown, but here's the thing, I didn't understand why they didn't do this on SmackDown. I know it's to get NXT over, but okay, we go protect Seth Rollins here by having the Undisputed Era beat up at, Seth Rollins and everything for a DQ finish. So why didn't you do that on SmackDown, but they had him beat Daniel Bryan clean? I want y'all to think about that for a second. He beats Daniel Bryan clean on SmackDown, but no, we do the DQ finish and protect Seth Rollins, but we can't protect Daniel Bryan. I know we're trying to make NXT look strong here and everything, but still, you could have done this a different way. But then after that, the OC came out and attacked the OC. The OC attacked Undisputed Era, and then next thing you know, Matt Riddle, Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Pete Dunne, half the NXT roster came up. More Raw guys came out. Ricochet and Rowan and Hawkins and Ryder. It pretty much was a big brawl going on. Ricochet hit a big shooting star press to everybody outside. But then right after that, Keith Lee did a big dive on the outside, and then the show went off the air. Listen, I still think it doesn't make sense. I said this on SmackDown. Okay, so what? Ciampa and Keith Lee and Riddle were out there last Wednesday on NXT challenging Undisputed Era to a War Games match. And, Ciampa's going after Cole and them because he wants his title back, but they come out to help Undisputed Era because we all must show the solidarity right now between NXT versus SmackDown and Raw and stuff, so they must show solidarity throughout the Survivor Series. I said this last Friday on SmackDown when it happened. They all must show solidarity now, okay? That's what they got to do, okay? That's the thing. Yes, we're in the middle of a feud right now, but we're all work together for some odd reason. I didn't think that made a lot of sense, okay? But yes, they must show loyalty to Triple H. Triple H is the leader. He is NXT God. They must listen to the NXT God. The NXT God pretty much runs everything there. So feuds on pause, but they still got a battle Saturday night on War Games coming soon. And I may be going to War Games, to be honest, if necessary. And I am really thinking about that. I may just do that. I may just have to go, okay? So that may be the whole case between that. But other than that, Monday Night Raw, this crowd sucked in Long Island. I was up and down with this show, to be honest, of what was going on here. I did like some things between NXT. I thought the stare down with Baszler and Becky was really good. In fact, great in general. But some stuff, either the crowd was dead. Brock hunting and his explanation back on Raw doesn't make a lot of sense either, but I did like Rey Mysterio beating him with the baseball bat. Might I remind you, we did not see Dio Madden throughout the entire night on Raw since he was beat up, and I guess they left Cole and not Cole, but Jerry Lawler and Vic Joseph out there. I didn't think it was that bad, but then again, Lawler can you can roll your eyes at some of the commentary he does. But we'll take out Dio Madden, though. Let's take out the new guy for some reason. Doesn't make a lot of sense, okay? But other than that, this is Raw. You can take how you want to take from this and this whole build to Survivor Series. So, last week I think SmackDown was a little bit better with the NXT invasion. Yeah, but half the Raw roster was here this time, so they weren't just going to lay down and take the beating and stuff. But then again, either the crowd was dead or you just have meaningless matches like Almas in this lopsided feud against Sin Cara. The Viking Raiders, who have a big match in Survivor Series, but they're beating up guys in polo shirts for some reason. Like I said before, they're beating up some niggas in skinny jeans and pennyworths, okay? So what do you want me to say from that? They beat up the East Hampton Polo. Watch out for the Polo Boys, man. Them Polo Boys is coming out here, all right? But, I don't know, man. A lot of the show felt like filler. Listen, I like Cedric and Buddy, but what was the purpose of this match? I don't know. Charlotte and them getting the win over the champions. I know how I feel about that, but I don't know, okay? But, yeah, it's only some nitpick parts you could actually take it for a positive outlook from this entire show tonight. But other than that, I am out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Check out my other reviews. And I will try to get a Power Struggle review soon enough, okay? But other than that, make sure you all get that ARAB money, though. Don't know you that A-Rab money. You heard the song in the beginning. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.